What's good, homies? Welcome back to another episode in our West Tigers rebuild series. We are in round 17 and the time has finally come. This will be our subscriber 17 game. Basically, I'll be playing with a lineup chosen by one of you, the subscribers. Now, if you're wondering, no, I don't pick the lineup myself. I just number the submissions and just randomly generate a number. And yeah, as you can see here, congrats to DK Plays. He was the team selector for this round, and let's just take a closer look at his lineup. So from 1 to 17, starting with the back 5, we have Lolo Hare, Tupou, Naingama, Watini Zelezniak and Fonua. In the halves we have Josh Reynolds and Luke Brooks. Front row we got Matalino, McCurrick and Packer. And in the back row we have Lawrence, Idris and Taylor. Finally, rounding off the 17, on the bench we have Tim Grant, Alex Twell, Josh Aloyai and Moses Sully. Alright, that was a pretty interesting lineup to say the least. We have a back on the bench in the form of Moses Sully, and I intend to use him as a back rower. As for our opponent, as you can see, it's the Melbourne Storm, who we actually met earlier, back in round 6, where they barely beat us 20 points to 18. At the time they weren't doing too well, and judging by their place on the ladder, looks like they're still struggling, sitting at 10th in the league. Alright, so we'll be starting off an attack here, with the first hit up by Russell Packer. Gets an offload away, risky play there. It's going to be Kevin Naingama sliding into dummy half. As we go for a scoot on the blind side here, easily fends off their fullback Jerome Hughes, and we're going to race away here. After narrowly avoiding the ankle tap, we barely make it to the line, and we're going to go coast to coast for the first try of the match, under 5 minutes. That might be our quickest try in this game. As we take another look here, sitting at dummy half, we fake out the first marker, the second marker's offside, giving us a little bit of room to run. And then we just head straight through that gap, fend off their fullback, and then we power through Joe Stimpson's attempt at an ankle tap. And then we just make our way to the line. A beautiful scoop by Naingama. Back off Lolo Hare to take the shot at goal. And it's an easy kick. We're going to add the extras and go up by a converted try. Alright, back on the first here, 10 minutes in, as we put Idris through the gap. Looking for support runners, we find Josh Reynolds. Man, the attack in this game post-patch feels so good. It just feels much more free-flowing, and I think it has a lot to do with the tuned support runners. That little thing just made all the difference in attack. As we set up to the left, we get it to Josh Reynolds, and we're going to get shut down there, inside their 20. Trying to get something going in attack here, looking for gaps, trying to create holes in that. We have a 2-on-1 overlap here, but we couldn't get the pass away with Idris. As we head back to the right this time, and it's going to be Brooks. He drops it in behind the line for himself. There's no one home, and we're going to score the second try of the game. I was trying to kick against the grain for Naingama, but he was offside, and it didn't even go in the direction we wanted, but still, it was a pretty decent kick nonetheless. Whenever I grab her, it doesn't really go that far, so I was pretty surprised that it made it to the line. As we line up for another shot at goal here with Tui, and it's still a fairly easy kick. We're going to convert the 4 into 6 and extend our lead to 12. Alright, 20 minutes in, Melbourne in attack. They're just outside our 40. As they fail to get a kick away here, kicking into their own player, giving us a penalty, and they're pretty much just inviting us back into the attacking zone. As we take the tap, send it to Taylor, and he's going to get pulled down on the 20. First tackle for us. We go to 12, right through the gap, fends off a defender, and he's going to get pulled down by their fullback. Back on the second here, as we send it to Sully, and he's going to get held down in the tackle. Man, Melbourne with the ill discipline. Inside the 10, we actually kicked a touch. We ended up kicking backwards to try and get us more space to work with, because sometimes when you're in the 10, it can be annoying trying to pull a play off. As we take it to the line of Sully, draws in 2 defenders, and he puts Tupou through the gap for our third try of the match. Another smooth looking try here. As we take another look on the replay, Moses Sully takes it across field a bit, draws in 2 defenders, and delivers a beautiful short ball for Daniel Tupou. It was a super simple try, but in motion, it actually looked pretty dope, as we slot the 2 once again and push ourselves out to an 18-point lead. Back in attack here, 26 minutes in, looking for an inside ball, and it's going to be 12 who gets hit. scooped up by Finucane. As he races away, we dove way too early with Elijah Taylor, and then we don't change to Daniel Tupou. We failed to change to him. Actually, I was spamming the left bumper, but we dove with Nangama, and we were too far back. Finally, Melbourne get on the board here, as Cameron Smith here lines up the shot at goal from right in front, gets them within 12 heading into the break. Looking at the halftime stat, it wasn't the perfect half in terms of completions. We've had way more time with ball in hand. Melbourne on the other hand have completed 5 from 5, but their discipline, 3 errors and 3 penalties conceded, and that's basically how we scored our points. Just piggybacking off their poor discipline. Alright, back in the second half here. It's going to be Aloiai taking the tackle, gets double teamed and driven backwards. Looking to get a kick away on the fourth. As we go to Reynolds, ricochets off a Melbourne Storm player, but it does go backwards. We get wrapped up, it's the last, and thankfully we'll get a chance to put a clearance kick in. As we send it to Brooks here, and it's going to be a terrible kick. Right down the throat of Hughes. As they make the catch, gets out of a tackle, and he's racing away here with no one in front of him. He does eventually get pulled down from behind, outside our 20. As they go left to Finucane, and he's going to get wrapped up by 2 defenders, still manages to get some post-contact meters going. The second tackle, they go short to Adokar, who steps around the fullback, and he's going to score a fairly soft try. Great footwork late at the line by Adokar. As we check out the Foxes' handiwork here, and it was actually Russell Packer, it looks like. I thought it was Lolohair at first, but as you can see, he comes late in cover defense, and the Foxes going to cross the line for their second try of the game. As Smith lines up the kick, fairly straightforward as he converts the 4 into 6, and he's going to get the Storm within 6 points. Alright, back with Melbourne here, as they go short to Stimson. He gets some good driving meters going, makes it past their 40. Smith goes for a little scoot, fakes one way, and he kind of stops for a second, but he eventually gets pulled down. Third tackle for the Storm, as Croft sends it to Glasby through the gap, gets an offload away, and it's regathered by Galfusi. Fourth for the Storm outside our 30, as they go short to Munster, back inside to Finucane, fends off one, breaks out a Tui's tackle, gets an offload away, and it's Felice Galfusi in field, cuts back under the posts, and ends up finishing off what was a beautiful play by the computer. We definitely need to take another look at that. As we check out the replay, a nice little inside ball to Finucane, fends off Elijah Taylor that was, shrugs off Lolohair, draws in McCurrick, gets the offload away, Galfusi in support, finishes off the try. As they take the shot off Cameron Smith from right in front, and they tie the game up. Some pretty worrying signs here in the second half. All Melbourne needed was the ball. Of course the initial try came from a knock on, but still, they've been coming up with some great plays as they drop it off the kickoff here. Just when I was about to talk about how decent they've been, they come up with this error, completely forgot about that drop ball off the kickoff. As we send it wide to Watini Zelezniak, he floats one out to Mahe Whanua, and he's going to get driven back in field. First tackle here, a few meters out, we go along to Aloiai, and he's going to get driven backwards, back outside the 10. On the second, we go short, and it's Reynolds who links up with Packer, almost powers his way to the line. Back on the third, 3 runners to the right. We go to Reynolds at first receiver, catches and passes a beautiful flat ball to Watini Zelezniak, and he's going to score our 4th try of the game. An interesting right side with Watini Zelezniak and Mahe Whanua. I don't think I'm going to keep that same right edge after the game, but we completely shanked the kick here of Lolohair, and we're going to keep a 4-point lead. Back in attack, inside the final 10 minutes, we go to Matalino, and he finds space around the ruck, gets pulled down on our 40. Third tackle here, as we go wide to Sully, back inside to Brooks, back outside to Lolohair who links up with Tupou, and the play gets shut down. It looked pretty cool in motion though. As we go to Sully once again, straight through the gap, a big hole around the ruck, and we're going to race away here for the final try of the match. I wasn't too keen on him being on the bench, but he's been surprisingly handy as Moses Sully. Having that pace around the ruck was pretty much a blessing in disguise. As we take a look at the finish, the final try bursts through the gap, and he just burns the fullback in Hughes, and that nice diving animation to finish off what was a great attacking game for us here. as Lolohair adds the extras and he's 5 from 4 off the boot. Full time here at Campbelltown Stadium. We defeat the Melbourne Storm 24 points to 18. And yeah, that was our subscriber 17 round. Thanks to everyone that commented their lineups as we take a look at the full-time match stats here. So, a great attacking game. Like I said earlier, Luke Brooks picks up man of the match. And before we jet, we're back to the voting for people's choice. So I'll show you guys the individual stats. And as always, drop that like button for more Rugby League Live 4 content. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you.
Microphone check
Later.
2, mic check 1. Gotta click a real niggas in my section. A solid girl with no baggage, I still ain't met one. I see I let you.